Focus on my brake lights. Ain't turning back. Now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word from it. Put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me. No. You can say what you want. I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past like focus on my brake lights.
Hello and welcome to Breaking the Silence. Hope y'all having a wonderful day out there. If not, if you are joining us for the first time, you're about to have a wonderful day if you are not already. And for our faithful viewers, you already know what time it is. You already know. It is time for fun, it is time for laughter and great information and conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But before I go further, my name is Francisca.
I'm Angeli.
And I'm Nori.
And we are Breaking the Silence. We have come to invade your living room, your house, or even your office. Mm-hmm. Maybe even your car. Maybe you're like, hey, I don't want to listen to the radio, but in fact, I want to watch Breaking the Silence while I sit in traffic. So, but be careful. Don't get distracted if you're watching us while you are driving. We have a great show in store for you today. We're going to play a game, Would You Rather? Relationship Edition.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's going to be interesting. Let's see. Would you rather?
Would you rather? Which?
I wonder what our options are going to be.
I know, right?
I know.
Oh,
We'll
my
have
goodness.
to wait.
Right.
We'll have to
Let's
wait and see what they got for us this time. All right, and we have a special guest with us, joining us on the couch, Dr. Viviana Coles.
Yes.
She is joining us. She was actually on our program before. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay right there. We will be there shortly. And as we always do on Breaking the Silence, we have our question of the day. So let's take a look at that. What's your signature dish that always impresses at a potluck?
Interesting.
You already know who to direct it to.
I mean, I it was coming, but we all know how Nori likes to do. She likes to wait. She likes to wait until the end to give her answer.
Yes.
So we will be nice and we won't even put her on the spot because there again, the question of the day is for our viewers.
Yes.
We want to hear from our viewers. We'd love to hear what Nori has to say and Angelique, but it is for you viewers to answer. So there's the QR code right there. You can go ahead and scan that and send in your responses and we will read your responses on air. But if you want to be anonymous, if you say, hey, I don't want it out there, just put it there. Hey, I don't want this read on air. I just wanted to participate. Show that I am watching and that I am enjoying your program.
To do so.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, but we're going to be right back with our game, Would You Rather?
We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Miami stands out as a top global tourist destination, attracting 14 million visitors annually. Miami Shores, nestled amidst the bustling Miami Metro, exudes a unique small-town charm, offering a tranquil escape from the city's hustle and bustle. Join us at the Universal Church in Miami Shores, located at 10275 Northeast 2nd Avenue, Miami, Florida, 33138. Open daily to nurture your faith and enrich your life. Embark on a 1,312-mile journey to Dallas, Texas, renowned for its cowboy culture and rich history. Visit our Universal Church in Dallas, Texas, situated at 325 West Sainer Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75224 for a transformative experience. Our next stop is South Carolina. the first state to secede from the Union in 1861, boasting stunning beaches, historic districts, and delightful weather. Before continuing your travels, seize the chance to visit the nearest Universal Church at 2229 Two Notch Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29204. Everyone is welcome and judgment is left at the door. Discover a new beginning at the Universal Church.
Come on.
All right, so would you rather? Are you ready? Relationship
Ready.
edition.
Okay.
All right, so let us just get right into it because I'm curious of what would you rather here.
Okay.
How you kind of get to know us a little bit better with this game, so it's kind of fun. So let us look at the first would you rather.
All right.
All right, have a partner who's incredibly romantic but forgets important dates, or a partner who's super reliable but not very affectionate.
What
What would you rather, Angelique?
I would rather choose the reliable one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you rather this one, Francisco?
I'll do the important days and I'll do the I'll fill in the rest. But I want him to be reliable.
Have a partner who's
Yes.
incredibly romantic but forgets important dates, or a partner who's super reliable but not very affectionate.
Oh, that's a hard one. What
Is it
about
that
you,
hard for
Nori?
you?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
What about you?
I would go with this one.
Yeah,
a partner
they're
who's super reliable.
I mean, I would want them to be reliable, but not affectionate. You want to have your partner
Not
be
very,
loyal.
not very. They're still
I
not
mean-
very though.
I'm not too much into this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not too like, but reliable, yes. I need you to be reliable.
Yeah, you need
Yeah,
to be
that's
reliable.
true. You do need
to
them
be
to be reliable.
But you didn't answer though.
Because I'm still here. I'm still here at the
you
or.
need to choose. You need to choose.
You gotta pick one. Come on, y'all.
Okay, come on, show your cards.
Show your cards,
Okay,
come
I
on.
guess I'll be different and I'll go with romantic.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Because I don't really have that in my bones, so maybe they can be the romantic.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, next one.
Next
Next.
one. All right.
Okay.
Have a partner who's always up for an adventure, or a partner who prefers a quiet night in.
Ah, yes, a second.
I passed this adventure phase, so I'm gonna go
We
with
just
a
prefer-
quiet night in.
Yeah.
What would you
just-
rather?
I mean, the same thing. I'd
The
rather have
same?
a
Yeah.
quiet
Quiet
night
night
in.
in?
I don't
Oh,
always
my
want to go on an
goodness.
adventure. I want
Yeah,
to kick
that's
my
like-
feet up.
As they say, you know you getting old when.
Excuse
We're
me.
not revealing our age, but it's just a matter of preference, okay?
All right.
No digs on that at all. That's okay.
No giving away of age.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go to our
Alright,
next one.
Next one. Okay.
Always win arguments with your partner or always have to compromise.
I think this one's a given.
Yeah.
I think this
I
one
mean,
is
for
a
some, it
given.
might not be.
Okay, so what would you rather?
I mean, for me, I would compromise, but I think a lot of people want to win that argument because they just
Yeah,
won't
they're
give
just,
up.
no.
They just keep fighting and fighting.
you
until-
want to get the last
Yeah.
word.
But
Exactly.
No,
It's
I would
compromise.
I would definitely compromise.
compromise.
I want peace in my
Yeah.
life.
There you go. 100%.
Sometimes it's better just to
more-
eat it. Just be like, okay, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it, agreed. Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely.
no
Agree to
problem.
disagree.
Angelique,
Move on to
Yeah,
the next.
compromise.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a
Compromise,
win.
sure.
That's a win all around.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's go to
Only
our
when you're
next
young you got
one.
energy for fights all day long.
Okay, our next one. Have a partner who pushes you outside your comfort zone or one who supports you keeping the status quo.
This
I'll do
one for me is also a
Yeah, I'll
given.
do the comfort zone for me.
What would
I'm
you
kind
rather?
of torn.
Why?
Again.
I am.
All right, let us
okay,
know
but hear
why.
me
Why
out.
are
Hear
you
me
torn?
out. Because of course, I prefer somebody who's going to support me just the way that I am, to not be out of my comfort zone. But I've noticed even with friendships, they push me out of my comfort zone. And because they push me out of my comfort zone, I realize that I can do those things. Before I would be like, no, I'm not trying that. No, I'm not going there. No, I'm good right here. But then they say, no, you're gonna do it. And then I do it, and I'm like, Okay, so that wasn't so bad.
All right.
But now if he's gonna push me outside of an airplane or to go swimming with sharks, can I put stipulations on that? I need stipulations. There's certain things you cannot take me out of my comfort zone.
What kind of comfort zone?
I would go
not
with
gonna
have a
happen.
partner who pushes you outside of your
Yeah.
comfort zone. Always, 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 always. So
Yeah, you want somebody
we all agree
who's
with this
like-
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
That's important.
Right
Okay.
on. Next
We're on
one,
a roll.
please.
Okay.
Have a partner who's messy but fun-loving, or neat and organized but a bit uptight.
Oh my god.
Oh, I already know the answer to this one for me. There's no in
Wait, hold on. Let me read that again.
Oh my god.
Have a partner who's messy
but
fun-loving,
loving.
or neat and organized
But
but
a
a bit uptight.
I would choose the messy
Neat and
one.
organized but a bit uptight?
I'll go with the messy one. I'll
Yeah.
do the cleaning.
I
I'll do the, but I don't need him to be uptight.
I'll go with
No.
this one.
Yeah.
I would
'cause
Yeah.
messy all day, but
Messy,
be just
you
be
can teach them.
fun-loving.
You can teach them to be
That
organized.
was my thought
Neat
again.
and
teachable.
organized and also a
Teachable.
bit uptight. I think that's a little too much here.
Yeah.
So I would we gotta
They're
balance it
teachable.
out.
And they're
There has to be a balance.
well.
You can teach them.
They always say don't get in a relationship. You got to teach them because they're not always gonna. They're not a
Hey,
dog. They don't always
yeah.
learn.
But,
But you
come
can
on.
clean up after them.
Yeah.
There you go.
It
And have
just
fun
needs to
while
be
doing it.
fun. The rest
All right.
It needs
Next
to be fun.
needs to
Exactly.
be fun. You can't be
We see
too
what's
uptight.
important here.
next
Okay.
one.
Okay. Have a partner with a completely different social circle, or one who integrates seamlessly with your friends.
Oh, the completely throws me off a little bit. What if you have mutual friends? That's the
I
other
will go with
second
this
one, right? Yeah,
I'll go with the second one.
the second.
One who integrates seamlessly with your friends.
Yeah.
Definitely. 100%.
Yeah, I think that's
I
important.
don't know how I feel about that
Yeah,
one.
that's. It's hard to like, you know.
That one's kinda iffy
to
for me,
bond.
so.
How do you?
But I mean,
bond?
when
one
you
would you
first,
choose?
but when you first meet somebody, they're not always in your circle of friends, so they're going to have a completely different circle of friends. But what's important is that they need to be able to integrate.
Yeah.
You integrate with his friends, and,
And
your
then-
friends integrate with him, so that y'all can have a new circle of friends together.
Yeah.
But to have a totally separate from your
You know
relationship,
what?
no.
How about this? Let's not forget about this one and ask Dr. Viviana when we go to the couch.
We can ask
Have
for
a
that.
partner with a completely different social circle.
Circle.
All right, let's not forget about that one, okay?
Okay.
Don't forget about it. Next one. Which is the next one?
Oh, I know this. I know the answer to this.
Have a partner who's great at fixing things around the house, or one who's a whiz at managing finances.
This
I already
one for
got
me,
mine.
the first one. For
Yeah.
sure, 100%.
I need this.
No other answer.
I'm sorry,
for
but I
me.
like a man that can fix things
Yeah.
around the house.
I need
Come
this.
on,
There
like
may be
me.
some tools,
I
and
cannot fix anything for myself.
I got a list of things I need.
Yeah, I need.
Yes, I
need-
will go
I need it.
100% with this one.
Yes, yes, please. Because
Fix
I don't
things
need
around
you
the house.
seeing all my mess ups on my finances
We need
when I
we
be
have
buying stuff
calculators.
on Amazon late
There's
at night.
calculators for that.
Be like, don't question my
So you
finances.
got
Get
an
out of the
agenda for
finance.
this one, right?
Exactly. Get out of my finances. Let's just focus
Okay,
on the things that need to be fixed
you
around
need
the
to
house.
you need to be fixing something, repairing something
Oh
in the
my
house.
goodness.
Hey.
Okay, that was
All right, so I hope you enjoyed this game. I hope you got some laughs and even answered some of these would you rathers along with us. Maybe your answers were different than ours,
Yeah.
and we would love to hear from you and your reasons why you think that it should be one or the other. But that's all for our segment right now. We're going to be taking a quick break, and we're going to join our special guest there on the couch. So stay with us.
The show isn't over yet. Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
From the final days of Israel's judges to the fall of Jerusalem, Kings brings to life the powerful story of a nation led by prophets, ruled by kings, and shaped by faith. Journey through the calling of Prophet Samuel and witness the rise and fall of Israel's greatest rulers. Their triumphs, their mistakes, and the timeless lessons they leave behind. You can watch Kings Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Only on LFN.
Everyone loves a champion. Someone whose performance puts them head and shoulders above the rest. But not all champions wear a medal or hoist a trophy. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. We believe abuse can be prevented by taking a hard look at how we coach, how we train, and how we interact after the last whistle. We have provided over 2 million safe sport trainings. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
My piece of advice is always coming from the Word of God, the Bible, and this Word never ever fails.
Stream weekly on the Soul Food Podcast with Bishop Joshua, where you will hear live guests share their transformation stories. Stay connected with us for more soul food, ask questions, leave your comments on each episode, and leave a voice message. We will gladly answer here on the podcast because this soul food is for you.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
All right, so welcome back to Breaking the Silence. Now we are here with our special guest, Dr. Viviana Coles. Thank you.
We're having me. It's been a while, and y'all, I mean, you look great. The set looks great. Everything is just so beautiful. Congrats on a beautiful show.
I know. I'm so glad that you were able to come back out on our show because we had such a great conversation last time you were here. But we do have a lot of new viewers on our program, and they're probably like, "What? What did I miss out on? I want to know all about this great conversation."
Thank you.
So can we just do a quick summary of what we talked about last time?
So I'm Dr. Viviana Coles. I'm a doctor of marriage and family therapy and a relationship therapist. I'm a certified sex therapist, and my private practice is Houston Relationship Therapy. And I'm the author of The 4 Intimacy Styles, and all about love and intimacy and how to keep your connection lasting forever. You know, we all get into relationships typically not to have them be short-lived. And, you know, I've been almost 17 years married, and during that time I've learned a lot, but mainly it's about really trying to figure out how to keep that emotional and the physical connection. And the emotional connection, I typically refer people to the 5 love languages because Dr. Gary Chapman did an amazing job of putting something out there back in 1992, y'all. That has kept relationships going very strongly and the discussions going really well. So whenever you're talking about emotional intimacy, I'm always talking about the love languages. Now, the 4 intimacy styles, which are bonding, release, giving, and responsive, that is the answer to, we know our love language, but what about intimacy? What about physical intimacy? So all of you who are out there, I would encourage you to take the quiz that I have. It's a free quiz online to find out what percentage of each of those 4 intimacy styles you're currently at. And the goal is to get you as close to being rounded out, or 25% of each, in every sexual or intimate experience. And that is the goal, to help you to be able to long-term be physically connected with your partner.
Because I think that's always a problem in relationships, especially when you've been married, like you said, 17 years, you've been married a long time.
2 kids,
Sometimes,
I mean, come on.
Sometimes it kind of fizzles out, you know, even your emotional connection, your physical connection, then you almost become like roommates in the house.
And that's when people typically end up in my office. And so for so many people that I will never be able to work with one-on-one, I created the 4 intimacy styles, and you can go online, and like I said, all the information is there. I do have also a YouTube channel that has all my favorite tips. So if you're just kind of getting into this idea of, how can we work on things? Maybe we're not needing therapy, or maybe we're not ready for that.
Right.
Head over to my YouTube channel, which is also Dr. Viviana Coles.
All right, interesting. And before we continue, while we were on the screen, I
have thoughts. I have so many thoughts.
We were torn in between one of them that said, what did it say? Would you rather be
Your partner have his own circle of friends, or to have another, or for him to be able to integrate with your circle of friends. Yeah.
What is your opinion on that? What do you think about that?
Well, obviously it's a good one because there are thoughts on both. So if you're having a relationship where you have totally separate social circles, and the good thing about that is that they can introduce you to more people. They can introduce you to new people, and it can get a little bit, your circle can get bigger. But if you are with somebody who has the same one, what's great about that is that it just feels like one big happy family. You can experience life milestones together and celebrate each other along the way. But when it gets ugly is when it's a problem. So if you have separate social circles and you're never invited, you might feel left out and excluded out of your partner's life outside of home. Or if you do have all of your friends together and maybe there's a rift that happens, or maybe some infidelity can happen, then it can almost feel like you've blown up the entire social circle. So there's definitely pros and cons to both. Those were amazing Would You Rathers, and I want to see what everybody says on mine. I want to know, what are people thinking?
There's some hard ones. I was just like, can we mix the two together? Can we pick and choose?
That's not the game.
I know, but I always try to add my own twist to it. I'm always like, is there in between? Because they're hard. It's hard to be able to choose the two. And I've heard that in relationships and in friendships, whenever something goes wrong with the couple or within the group circle, it's almost like a divorce happens. And it's like the kids get separated, friends will stay with one friend will stay with the other, and then it becomes like this internal battle. And like, how do couples, how do friends, how do the circle be able to come together and not allow that to totally destroy what they've built for so many years?
Well, first and foremost, just like I tell people who have kids, it's all about you as a couple first, and preserving that and always keeping the eye on that first and preventing any issues there. Then, put the oxygen mask on yourself before you turn to others, and keeping those boundaries with friends, because our friends shouldn't be our therapists, and our friends aren't always family. So just being mindful of trust and trust issues and preserving that too.
That is important.
Dr. Viviana, as a relationship expert, how important for you is communication? To be able to express yourself to the other person. We did the Would You Rather, right? So sometimes you have different personalities in that relationship. So how do you communicate your needs, your wants to your partner, what you expect from that relationship, using, healthy communication?
So first of all, try to be curious. Just because your partner says something that rubs you the wrong way doesn't mean that they meant it that way. Now, that doesn't mean you can just overlook it, but it's so important for you to say, hey, I heard this. What did you mean by that? Because a lot of times my couples are figuring out that they're fighting about things they're not even on the same page about. So just simply asking that question can really diminish the number of arguments you're going to have about, an issue that may not even be that big of an issue. Or they may be able to say, that's exactly what I meant, you heard me right, and then you get into it because of that.
That's kind of like with that other Would You Rather. Have an argument or a compromise. And it's having to know to choose your battles, how to choose your battles wisely, but it's also about communication, right?
Well, and I love that one, because basically what you're saying is, in that one, do you always want to be right? Or do you want to always have to figure something out where maybe you're not getting everything that you want? But couples really learn from arguments. Couples learn from disagreements. That's how we really grow in stretch, right? Like when we're working out, which I just don't do enough of. But when we're working out, the soreness is a sign like, okay, our muscles are building. And it's the same thing. There can be some soreness in relationships. And as your marriage is growing or your new relationship is starting to change, you want to have some level of disagreement because you're obviously not clones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that you said that because it's true. When you hear arguments in relationships, it's like, oh, we have a problem. Maybe we're not meant to be together. We can't agree to disagree. But the way that you kind of put that, it's like, okay, take it as a learning curve, as a growth, right?
What would be your advice for someone who comes into your office and they have that issue? They're having arguments, but it's about something so silly or something that can easily, can be sorted out with the proper words, the proper care or attention. Like, for example, there's some people, and we see this a lot of people, they're ready and willing to throw in the towel over an argument, over a disagreement. How do you help those who come and sit in your office and have that mindset already? Like they're about to throw in the towel over something that can definitely be fixable.
Well, it's a tough one because typically they don't see it as fixable. And if they don't see it as fixable, it is my job as their therapist to help them to see that there are different ways of working through something. Sometimes I'll say something and the husband will be like, that's exactly what I've been saying for the past 6 years. And just hearing it from a different person gives you different perspective. Oftentimes, being that third party is what kind of changes the vibe a little bit. And also, when they hear something from me, it's not as charged as when they're arguing and they've been fighting and they've been longing for this change. So sometimes it is a little bit just, I'm not them, I'm an outsider. But when it comes to something that's so super simple, first of all, it's never simple, right? There's always a lot of stuff that we have to unpack. But when it's seemingly like, why are y'all really gonna let this go because of that? The truth is, whatever is important to them is most important, right? If somebody, I've always asked them, like, you know whether or not this is going to be something that you can move on from. And if it isn't, let's not spend the next 9 years in therapy with you miserable and insecure. So some people just know themselves and other people are like, oh, I didn't, maybe I can see this differently. And that's what happens in therapy. So it's nice.
Oh my gosh, interesting. And you also said you're an author.
Yes.
And so how did this come about? Nothing happens overnight.
No.
What is
Years.
it that What is it that led you, that inspired you to do all of this? Because I'm pretty sure you've helped so many people throughout all these years. You have helped, relationships to be restored and whatnot. What initially inspired you to do this from the beginning? Was it maybe like a heartbreak or a setback or something that probably you faced?
Actually, it's a lot nicer than that. Okay. Fortunately, I've always been surrounded by really healthy relationships. My parents will have been married for 50 years. Wow. 50 years this year. My brother's in a 22-year relationship. Like I said, I've been married for nearly 17 years. And I just feel like I've known for a very long time that who you choose to have as your long-term partner is the most important decision, but it's also the most long-lasting investment that you're going to make, even more than your kids. So I've always just thought, like, wow, that carries a lot of weight. And I've also seen in my office, because I've always worked with couples, is if it doesn't go well, it ruins everything. You could be the most successful person at work. You can be the life of the party. You can have all of this incredible creativity, and it all just has a dark cloud on it if your relationship at home isn't working well. So the magnitude of it is what keeps me very invested, and I'm always trying to figure out different ways of reaching out to people and helping them, because like I said, I can't see everyone one-to-one, but a book is a great way to be able to get that out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great.
Now I have another question for you.
Okay, bring it on.
You can choose to answer it or not.
Ooh, it's gonna be spicy.
Okay. Have you ever, at any point, when you started counseling and helping people, did you ever happen to be in a hiccup in your marriage, but by counseling this person, it was kind of like a ding or kind of like a slap in the face or kind of like a wake-up call?
Every week. Every week. Really? No, well, mean, not that there's always an issue every
Yeah.
week, but every week, and I can say sometimes daily, I will come home to my husband, give him a big hug and say, thank you for being you.
Okay.
Because I will say, and having been on a major national TV show like Married at First Sight, you see that there are people who really mistreat each other out there. And of course, as a relationship therapist, I see that too. But I'm always so grateful that they're coming to me because we know they want to change.
Right.
This isn't where they want to be.
Yeah.
So I'm very conscious of how people mistreat each other. And so I come home and I'm like, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby. Yeah, it's great.
Have you ever had like couples who are not as married yet and they're trying to figure out a way out if they're compatible towards each other, they're new in the relationship, there's already that rift. So what usually do you give them as an advice, like to how to see if that relationship is going somewhere?
Right. So I have the Dr. Viviana method for premarital counseling. It's an online course that you can take. Check it out at drviviana.com, where you can cover all of the big topics. You can't cover everything, right? I mean, sometimes just life, and that's how you learn. But for the big things that really matter, from A to Z, you can go on there and get the course and you can go through and have those discussions. If you find that there's some rubbing, if you find that there's an issue that you just can't work through on your own, get help from a premarital counselor. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We want you to be very, very comfortable with your decision to go forward. And if not, let's say you have cold feet. These are all things that, again, you can talk through, and it doesn't always spell the end. It can just make sure that if you work through it, you feel even more empowered and more ready to walk down the aisle. But yeah, a lot of people aren't thinking about the marriage, they're thinking about the wedding. So yeah, premarital counseling is very important.
Interesting. Now, I know it can go both ways. There's some men who are resistant to getting help, but then there's also women who are resistant in getting help. How would you help either one or the other when they come to you and their partner's not willing to get that, maybe because of pride or because of whatever? How can you still help them? Help her to help him to help her.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate that most of the people that come to see me are they're like raring to go, but not everybody is. So I would tell you, come in for one session. Talk to someone who's qualified for one session. See what you think. Because every single time they're like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. This isn't going to be like gang up on Mike, you know? And once they realize that, they say, oh, this could be really helpful for us. And it's not that everybody needs therapy. There are just times where you need it. And it's the same thing. You know, you don't wear a cast all the time, just when you really need it.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm really enjoying this conversation with you, but we're going to have to take a quick break. You're going to stay with us, right?
Oh, I hope so.
Yes, I hope so too. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick commercial break, be able to digest everything that we've talked about already, and we're going to be right back with more with Dr. Viviana.
Don't change the channel. We will be right back with more Breaking the Silence.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Hey, it's Cam. Sorry I missed your call, but leave me a message.
Oh man, I missed your call, but send me a text.
When the world is just feeding you empty, meaningless noise, when it feels like no one wants to hear you or care about your needs, our team at LFN is ready to listen. Day or night, weekday or weekend, you're never alone. Call 1-888-332-4141. You're only one call away from your transformation.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work.
It's not worth trying.
What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures.
Tell me it's not worth trying.
It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
Everything I do it for you.
Mom, love you always.
No, it's true. Everything I do it for
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
All right, so we are still here with Dr. Viviana. She is still here talking with us about relationships and intimacy styles and why it's so important to be able to have both in your relationship for success, for the long term. Because we don't want short-term relationships. We want long-term, long-lasting, and to keep that fire burning, right?
Yeah, they're much more satisfying. These long-term relationships can actually create much more satisfying experiences than short-term ones, but it does take some work.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've been talking about so much with my couples for the longest time was, I would call it an underlying current of sensuality. And what that does is it allows for you to tap into that in order to create more intimacy. And a lot of people start to feel like going in and out of the bedroom is like hot to cold, or you're flipping that light switch on and off. And that doesn't really create that sense of seduction that so many people need. And so pillow talk is now the term that I'm using to call that underlying current of sensuality.
Oh, right. Wow, pillow talk. I love it. So dainty and classic. But it's very important in your relationship to be able to have those kind of conversations. When you're married, to be able to have the conversation with your partner and tell them like what it is that you need, what it is that you don't need, and to be able to have that trust. But what happens when, let's say you're married and you've experienced trauma in the past, and being, sexual and being in that kind of way with your partner, showing that vulnerability, showing that openness to your partner, it's still very scary to you. You hold it still very close to your chest. So how do you help people in that same situation with this pillow talk?
So obviously that's a really big therapy question, right? And for so many people, they don't even realize that they've had something that has caused trauma until they are doing something or they feel triggered by something that they're doing with their loving partner. I would say if you are ever triggered by something, or if you feel like you're having flashbacks, or if you feel like you're just hitting up against a brick wall emotionally when it comes to sensuality, check with a trauma specialist, check with a certified sex therapist. This is the sort of issue that it doesn't just go away, right? It actually can cause a lot more harm if it goes unaddressed than if you were to just work on things. Now, pillow talk is more about what you're doing outside of the bedroom.
Okay.
This is how you relate to your partner, how you show them that you're attracted to them. Some people have zero problem with that, but most people only tend to show attraction or show interest as part of foreplay. And I'm a big fan, and so are most sex therapists, in saying that seduction begins after the last sexual experience. It's not just something that happens right before. You want to stay in tune and be connected with your partner all the time. Not that you need like PDA all the time, or you don't need your kids saying get a room, it doesn't have to be like that, but it certainly does need to be something at top of mind. If not, you do end up falling into that roommate, end up feeling like you're just kind of friends, or maybe just teammates. All of those things are great, but not to just be that. You need to be all of them.
Exactly.
So in this conversation, you really become vulnerable, right?
So pillow talk it's less one conversation and more the way that you're relating to your partner, so that it doesn't feel like initiation comes out of nowhere, so that it doesn't feel like, wait, what? I'm washing the dishes. How are you expecting me to go upstairs with you right now? Like It's more about making sex and sensuality make sense for your relationship, because of course I want everyone to have sex, but more than anything, I want you to want to have sex with your loving partner. I want that to be something that makes sense for y'all, not just something that you dip in and out of. And if you're having trouble with that, Pillow talk can help.
So what if they say, I don't like talking about intimacy, like it creeps me out, and then to do it with my partner right there in the room and like show that kind of side. But you know you need to get over that hurdle to be able to spice up your relationship. So what advice do you have for somebody who's like, oh, I really want to do that, but it just kind of, it makes me nervous to be doing
you know,
that.
we all have different ideas of what sex and sensuality should look like, especially from messages that we did or didn't get growing up. The 4 intimacy styles will help you work through a lot of that. And then the awkwardness of it, again, if your partner's okay with it and you're okay with it, whatever level of sensuality you have, great. Like, you're good. If you're happy, you're happy. But if you find that one person wants more than the other, which is what we call desire discrepancy, it's a very common issue that often kind of starts to erode and makes the rest of the relationship less fun and less harmonious. You do need to get help for that. And of course, a certified sex therapist like myself or anyone at Houston Relationship Therapy can help you out with that. It doesn't just go away. And if it's causing you problems, you deserve to have the best love life and the best sex life that you can. And, you know, it's just, we don't have a lot of time, but when it's important to you, it can feel like a lot of work, but once you go through it, it's totally worth it.
And I would imagine that it would have a lot of benefits because like you're saying, it's not just about the act in the bedroom with your partner, but it's also the things that you do outside, being connected with them, maybe even dressing nice, doing your makeup, doing different things in your relationship to spice it up. So I would imagine that could have a lot of benefits for the partners if they're feeling insecure in their relationship, if they're feeling disconnected, right? What would be some of these benefits that would come out of the relationship?
Yeah. No, the truth is there are huge benefits, not just within the two of you, but even in the family structure. I was saying how important it is who you choose as a partner, but the truth is it benefits the entire family and of course the community at large when you're doing well.
Right.
We can accomplish so much and so much more and so much more good when we're happy.
I have another question. Have you ever had a couple walk into your room and they explain to you everything that is going on and you can already see like it's just destined for disaster? It's not going to work at all. Like, have you had to break it to them and saying like, it's not
going to work?
Yeah.
So very rarely.
Okay.
It is, very rarely does that happen, but when it does, it is incredibly sad. It's a very sad thing to go through. This idea that, you know, I have 20 plus years of experience and I can kind of tell like this is not going to work unless something dramatically changes. But sometimes that potential isn't there, and I do let them know. And inevitably, you know, they'll come back whether it's 5 months later or 5 years later and say you're right. I do take it very seriously though. I don't just like throw that out there very often. Most of the time people are capable of huge change and of wonderful change, but it really all comes down to their motivations, and you never know what that is until you're in the actual experience of therapy.
This is a question relating to that. What has been the biggest red flags? Like, especially in that, like, it's almost really like they need to part ways already. Like that red flag that you already see, they just walk in the door and you already see, that's a walking red flag.
Okay. The level of disrespect. Depending on how bad that level of disrespect is, and that's usually, obviously it's in therapy, so it's not like it's in public, but you're in front of a third party. So if you're capable of showing a lot of disrespect in front of me, that's usually a red flag. And that's something that I will always call out. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you're talking over each other, that's rude. No, it's like the way that they look at each other, the things that they say to each other. It's almost like, no, they're not hitting each other, but their words sure are. And of course, physical abuse, that usually, if that doesn't go away, first of all, nothing's gonna help. You can't feel insecure with your physical self and be emotionally vulnerable. So those instances are huge red flags, especially the lack of respect.
So is there one success story, one couple? There's always, somebody always has that one story.
It already came to your mind.
That comes into your mind that you're like, you know, this couple came in, they were going through all these difficult moments, but I've seen such a transformation in them. Is there one story that really sticks out with you?
After having done this for so long, it's hard to pinpoint one story. I do have some really great case studies in the book that I included. But most of the time when I think about these things, I think about moments in therapy where people have, and couples have kind of these epiphanies or like almost like these realizations that they turned a corner.
Yeah.
And those are what kind of keep me going. It's a very rewarding field. I love what I do. Even when it's tough, I love it because I love the challenge. At this point, I'm like, I want a good challenge. So, I tend to work with a lot of really high conflict couples. Not always, you know, some people come in, they're like, we don't want to get there, but we can see it happening. Can you help us get there and prevent from going too far? So I would say it's more about the moments when couples it's like when they see each other in a new light and they're like, oh, you don't hate me. You do actually care about me. You just don't know how to show me the way that I need to see it. We're always talking about filters now, right?
Yeah.
And that, I don't know if do we have a good filter? I don't know. But really choosing the right filter, and that can change from moment to moment. And I like to talk to couples about creating cushion. That way, anytime that there's like a bad time, it doesn't feel like you're just smacking the ground and starting from zero, right? Create that cushion in your relationship. Give them the benefit of the doubt. And if you're having trouble giving your partner the benefit of the doubt, that would be a real good sign that you should come into therapy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much. I've got so much information.
I do have one more question though.
Oh my goodness. One more. I'm gonna keep this seat for you.
All right.
We need to talk.
I think you need a one-on-one.
Just really, really quick. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're a therapist, you're an author, you're all of these things. You wear so many hats. When and how do you turn it off and just take time for yourself? Take time, for you, for Viviana.
Okay, so I'm an extrovert. So I get recharged when I'm doing things that are really fun and social. I was just at the Justin Timberlake concert in Fort Worth, and I'm sore from dancing and singing. Like that's what I really like to do. I love to have a good time. I like to have fun. I'm typically not the person that's like in bed, just kind of like if I'm in bed, I'm working. That's what I'm always working. But other than that, if I'm social, I get recharged from being around amazing women like yourself. I really do enjoy that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So before we let you go, give your information if they would like to follow you or even reach out to be able to get couple counseling, premarital counseling, any of those things.
Yes. So I'm on all socials. Spell out Dr. Viviana. I'm there. That's my website, YouTube channel, all of the socials.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to our inspirational story, Loose, and we will be right back after this.
Empowered women, empowering conversations. Stay with us on Breaking the Silence as we inspire and uplift each other.
Before I couldn't get a job because everywhere I went they would tell me no, and that got me like really depressed, and I was like, why can't I get a job? Like before I just went inside and they told me, oh okay, we'll call you later, and they never called me. They wouldn't call me no more, and that hurt me, and it made me feel like I was worthless, that I couldn't do anything, and I felt like there was no hope, that I wouldn't have a future, that I would die. I'll go to my room and then I'll cry there for many hours, and I'll sleep and I stay in the bed for many days. So I was thinking, how am I gonna die today? Well, how am I gonna live today? Is it gonna be another day? I tried to kill myself 2 times, one with the knife and then the other with needle, a big needle, and I tried and I couldn't kill myself. When I got here, I told my uncle, can you help me find a church that is Christian, that is open on Saturday? He's like, yeah, we'll help you. And I thought he was just joking. I thought he wouldn't help me at all. So on Saturday, we went out at 7 in the morning and we're looking for churches, and we're looking everywhere. And then he said, not this one. It's like, okay. And then finally we stopped, and here, he said like this one. And then we went inside, and then that's when I came here. It was my first Sunday, my first service. I liked it because the pastor, he was talking about, and everything that he was saying is like he was talking to me. Oh, it filled me up. It could be the greatest thing that he could ever give me. The suicidal thoughts just I don't know, before I noticed they were not there. They just went away. I don't know what happened, but it was like I didn't have them no more. And then I stopped having nightmares. I stopped hitting myself. I can talk to people more than before. And I was like, I can now talk to you, talk to them. It's like, it's different now. I look at myself in the mirror and I just started laughing. I don't know why. But yeah, I just started laughing. I feel really good with myself. Like I couldn't, and it's not like before that I'll tell myself you're this, you're that. Now it's like, oh, you're really beautiful. Like, and God blessed me with a new job and everything. I have sustainable economy now. I don't have to do anything anymore. He just does it. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. He just does it. Yeah.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs! We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
We have exciting news. You can now watch us in stunning HD. It's time to enjoy your favorite shows on the LFN with sharper picture, clearer sound, and the quality you deserve. You can now watch us on channel 42.1. But that's not all. For our New York viewers, we're also available on Direct TV, channel 42, Dish, channel 39, make sure to update your channel list and keep tuning in. We're just getting started.
Welcome back to Breaking the Silence. Once again, thank you so much, Dr. Viviana, for joining us on the program. It was amazing. Such a great conversation. Let us go over to our question of the day, which is, what's your signature dish that always impresses at potluck? Nori.
Tara jumped right into it, and she says, I can whip up a pretty killer spicy tuna salad if you can handle the heat. People who can eat it, love it.
Okay,
all right, Tara. Thank you so much, girl.
And Yarly.
I like to make cookies from scratch for potlucks, and they usually disappear within the first hour.
Okay.
Yes, girl, we gotta get up on that dessert.
We have from Bryn, pineapple fried rice is always a winner for me. Try it if you haven't.
I definitely will.
Yeah,
pineapple fried rice.
Before we run out of time, I know our viewers want to know, what is your go-to, Nori?
You gotta go to me first. Okay, so it would be salmon with honey glaze on top of it. It is very good. I love to make it. It is delicious. I can eat a whole piece by myself. But anyways, what's yours?
So mine,
what is yours?
Mine is green beans. Like I'll make the green beans, but I put like a meat sauce on top of it so that it has the flavor. It's so good. Every time I make it, everybody in the family is like, bring some. You gonna bring the salmon?
Okay, Angela, which one's yours?
I will add that with Asian fried rice. So it's a complete.
So we should have our lunch on break.
Y'all heard that, right?
We have the
So next show,
carbs and we have some veggies.
Next show,
Look
Nori
out for that.
will bring the salmon. See, even the guests are ready for it.
Work together.
All right. This is all the time that we've run out of out of time for the show. This is it. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.